Welcome back to the deep dive. So if you've ever tried to sell, cutting-edge technology to the US government, you know the process is usually, well, it's slow, it's complex.
It's governed by mountains of paperwork.
Exactly. But today we're diving into an initiative that basically just blows up that entire timeline. We're looking at a really critical open call from the Army Applications Lab. It's called DevX Autonomy.
And this isn't just some, general request for proposals. This is a very specific, streamlined pipeline. It's designed for the rapid acquisition of autonomous unmanned systems, or AUS.
Right. And our source material today, it's coming directly from the official solicitation. So it outlines exactly what the Army needs, but I think more importantly, how they plan to buy it and buy it fast. So our mission for you, for the listener, is to kind of cut through all that government jargon and just give you a shortcut. Whether you're a developer, maybe an investor, or just someone who wants to understand the state of the art here.
You need to get this.
You need to get the structure, the exact technical areas, and the process for getting your solution on the Army's, on their shopping list.
And this isn't just a flash-in-the-pan program. I mean, this open call runs from late 2025 well into the next year. That long window really signals a sustained commitment.
So they're serious.
They are very serious about making this the main pathway for autonomy tech to get into the field.
Okay, so let's unpack that key term that makes this whole thing so revolutionary. It's DevX Autonomy. If I pitch my solution and they like it, what happens? What's next?
Well, you can think of DevX Autonomy as a sort of digital curated marketplace. It's full of video demos and pitches that have already been vetted. But the crucial term here is award ready.
Award ready.
It means these solutions have already been rigorously assessed through competitive procedures that meet all the federal requirements.
So what does that award ready status actually unlock for a company?
It means the solution is immediately available for acquisition by the U.S. government. No further competition. I mean, think about the traditional process. It's a multi-year gauntlet of paperwork, RFPs, bidding wars. DevX Autonomy just creates a direct pathway.
From an idea straight through to production and fielding.
Exactly. All without having to compete every single step of the way. It's like technology shopping. But the vendor's already approved, and the contract is practically pre-sorted.
That just blows the doors open for smaller, innovative firms, for academia, people who usually can't afford that traditional acquisition dance.
It really does.
Okay, that context is essential. So let's pivot now to the tech. What are the high-level sort of mandatory requirements for these autonomous systems?
They're hyper-focused on efficiency and integration in a real military environment. Any solution has to meet several key constraints.
Like for the operator.
Right. For the operator, it has to reduce what they call cognitive load.
Meaning the human can think about the mission, not about managing the robot.
Exactly. It also has to decrease the overall human demand, the number of people needed for an operation. And of course, it absolutely must assure cybersecurity.
And the reality of military ops means the hardware itself has huge physical limits, doesn't it?
Absolutely. The universal enemy in this field is always SWaP-C. Size, weight, power, and cost.
So every solution has to overcome those limitations.
Or at least decrease network reliance. If you're building a drone battery, it better be lighter, smaller, more powerful, and cheaper than what's out there now.
And then there's the future-proofing angle. I mean, they don't want to buy some great piece of tech that can't talk to anything else in 5 years.
Precisely. And that's why this adherence to an open architecture, modular open systems approach, MOSA, is so crucial.
You mentioned Lego blocks before we started.
It's the perfect analogy. MOSA ensures components can be easily swapped, upgraded, and integrated across different platforms. It stops the Army from getting locked into proprietary dead ends. It's really a mandatory design philosophy.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. They need that adaptability. Okay, so let's get into the 6 primary focus areas. This is the Army's immediate priority list. This is where the money is going.
And the scope is intentionally vast. It really covers the whole ecosystem of autonomy.
We can start with the foundation, platforms.
Right. This is the actual machine. The core development or improvement of autonomous vehicles, air, ground, maritime domain. If it moves by itself, it's a platform.
Simple enough. Next up, once you have the platform, you need to put something on it. So payloads?
And payloads are the mission-specific tools. This could be specialized hardware, software, advanced sensors, communication devices, or even effectors. Anything that lets the platform do its job.
And then we move to the systems that actually run the mission itself, mission-enabling solutions. This sounds like the AI software layer.
It is. It's the brain. These are the systems that allow autonomous agents to work cohesively with human soldiers. They have to interpret complex objectives and, most importantly, generate dynamically adjustable plans when things on the ground change.
So it's not just following a path, it's making decisions.
Sophisticated, real-time decisions.
Okay, so here's where the scope of this really hits home for me. I noticed the solicitation spends a lot of time on this next category. Lethal capabilities.
It's fascinating how specific the source material gets here, isn't it? The Army isn't just asking for better weapons.
Oh.
They are actively seeking innovations to enhance the lethal effects of existing kinetic systems and to introduce entirely new capabilities.
So we are literally talking about crowdsourcing the next generation of combat innovation.
We are. This includes everything from better explosives, kinetic systems, safety mechanisms, fusing tech, guidance systems. It just shows the high-stakes, tactical urgency driving this whole DevX environment.
It's not just about efficiency. It's about changing capability.
Fundamentally changing it by rapidly adopting the most aggressive innovations out there.
Okay, moving on. If these systems are deployed globally, they have to be kept running. Which brings us to sustainment solutions.
The logistics of autonomy are a huge problem. This covers the practical, in-the-field stuff, charging, fueling, deploying, recovering these systems.
But also maintenance.
Crucially, it also involves automation for maintenance. Things like automated diagnostics, predictive maintenance, and rapid repair. They want the robot to tell you how to fix it.
Or better yet, fix itself.
That's the dream.
And finally, there's a category for the building blocks and for the things that are truly unexpected. Subcomponents and other disruptive solutions.
This is the catch-all. It's for foundational tech, better motors, better sensors, more capable controllers. But that disruptive element is key. It's for any hardware or software that just fundamentally breaks the current model.
So if you have a real breakthrough that doesn't fit anywhere else, this is your door.
This is your entry point.
That is a comprehensive shopping list. So once a company knows their tech fits, the next question is, how do they submit? And this is where it gets really unique. It's all about that 6-minute video pitch.
The submission process is just remarkably simple for a government contract. It's a video pitch. But the requirements are really strict on format and length.
To keep things moving.
Right, so the assessors can handle the volume. 6 minutes is the absolute max. HD resolution under 1 gigabyte. You fail the formatting test and you're out before you even start.
6 minutes to convince the Army your technology is worth rapid acquisition. That's a tough elevator pitch.
It has to be perfect.
Yeah.
And the solicitation gives you a roadmap. It lists the 4 required elements in increasing order of importance.
Which tells developers exactly where to focus their time.
Precisely.
So the first and the lowest weighted is defining the problem.
You need a clear, concise description of the problem your solution solves. But the key here is to emphasize its broad applicability across the entire DoD or the Department of the Army, even if your demo is really niche. They want things that can scale.
Okay. Second is company and key personnel qualifications.
This is about credibility. Outline your team's qualifications, your business model, fixed price, time and materials, whatever. But, and this is a massive point,
What's that?
you are explicitly told not to submit proprietary pricing information.
So wait, the cost is literally irrelevant to whether they decide your tech is award ready.
Correct. They're assessing technical merit at this stage, not cost. The cost gets negotiated later. They're trying to find the best tech out there, period. It removes that cost bias from the technical review.
That's a huge psychological shift for any contractor. Okay, third, and of greater importance, technical merit. This is where the scientists take over.
This is the core of your 6 minutes. You have to focus on one solution, describe the scientific reasoning, use properly cited data, and identify risks or dependencies, and you must clearly align it with one of the focus areas we just walked through.
And what if your tech is already mature?
If it's at a high technology readiness level, say TRL 6 through 9, you have to include a live demonstration or a case study right there in the video.
And finally, the section that holds equal and the greatest importance alongside technical merit, technical approach and agency alignment.
This is the strategic fit piece. You have to explain the impact your solution will have. How does it enhance what the DoD can already do? And this ties right back to that MOSA requirement we talked about.
The Lego blocks.
Exactly. You have to show clear alignment, or at least a defined plan to achieve alignment with those 4 critical Army objectives.
Yeah.
Open architecture, supportable, scalable, and repairable. Those are non-negotiable.
So the 6-minute video is like an inverted pyramid. You spend the least time on the problem and the most time on the science and the integration strategy.
You focus your effort where the Army places the weight.
Speaking of technical levels, let's clarify those technology readiness levels, TRLs. We hear TRL 1 to 9 all the time. How does that factor into the award-ready decision?
That's a really important distinction. You're asked to provide your TRL from TRL 1, which is just basic principles, up to TRL 9, a proven system. But this is purely an informational guide.
So they don't judge you on your TRL.
They do not. The TRL you submit is not used by the government selecting official to determine if you're award ready. They just use it as a label so the right buyer, whether they need new research or a battlefield-ready product, can find you quickly.
So it's a filter for the acquisition officer, not an evaluation criterion. That's very helpful clarity.
And it shows they're willing to fund foundational research, the low TRL stuff, just as readily as fielded products, as long as the technical merit is there.
Okay, let's move to the final phase. The assessment itself. How does the review cycle work, and who are the gatekeepers?
Submissions are collected monthly. They're then assessed by a peer panel of government subject matter experts, SMEs. The final decision, though, on whether a solution is award-ready is made by the government selecting official, the GSO.
In this day and age, the question always comes up, what about AI? What role does it play in this?
The source material is very specific about this. They limit AI tools strictly to administrative tasks. AI might help organize or summarize data.
But it's not making the decision.
It will not independently determine ratings, make award-ready recommendations, or replace the GSO's professional judgment. The critical decisions are human-driven, based on that peer review.
So we've established the weightings. Technical merit and technical approach are paramount. But what happens if a company submits a great video, but it's deemed non-awardable? Is that just the end of the road?
Absolutely not.
Oh.
And this is maybe the most valuable non-monetary benefit of this whole process. It's the feedback loop.
What does that look like?
Non-awardable solutions get detailed ratings and assessor comments back.
That's essentially free government consultation on how to align your product with their needs. I mean, that would usually cost a company a fortune in consulting fees.
It's an immense value add. And what's more, submitting entities are highly recommended to participate in weekly feedback sessions. These are office hours, directly with the DevX Autonomy manager.
To do what?
To go over the comments, develop a strategy for revising the solution, and then resubmit it in a later monthly collection period. They actively encourage you to try again.
That really shows the Army is genuinely dedicated to finding these solutions, not just weeding people out. They're willing to invest their time in coaching the private sector.
It's a true partnership model.
Okay, so what does this all mean for the listener, for the potential developer or researcher watching this space? Let's summarize the big benefits of engaging with DevX Autonomy.
Well, first and foremost, it's premier visibility. Your tech gets in front of relevant government stakeholders across the DoD. Second, you get that incredibly valuable feedback. And third, immediate eligibility for awards without more competition once you're deemed award-ready.
Now, for the fine print, there are always caveats. The cost of making that 6-minute video is on you, right? It's not reimbursable.
That's correct.
And being assessed as award-ready, that doesn't actually guarantee an award. It just makes you eligible.
It gets you on the shopping list. That's the nature of the marketplace. And by submitting, you are granting the government extensive, non-exclusive licenses over the video and the data.
So they can use it for internal purposes?
Yes, for assessments, market research, and notably for training purposes. They also get a perpetual license to the video transcript to improve their internal search functions.
It's a transaction then. You get exposure and a fast track, and they get access and broad rights to use the information internally, which helps them define what they need next.
And if we look at this from a strategic level, the focus areas really highlight this acute need for rapid technological transformation in the Army.
Which ties back perfectly to the seriousness of this whole thing. We spent time detailing the Army's aggressive push into lethal capabilities through this platform.
And that's the part that truly showcases the high-stakes, cutting-edge nature of the tech thereafter. By creating this open, streamlined marketplace, the military is effectively crowdsourcing the next generation of combat technology.
From individuals, from academia, from industry.
From anyone with a good idea. And this raises the critical question for you, the listener. How quickly can the balance of military capability shift when an open, non-competitive digital marketplace for innovation is established across such a wide and critical technological spectrum?
A system that took years of bureaucracy to get a contract is now compressed down to a 6-minute video and a monthly review cycle. The rate of potential change is it's profound.
Indeed. It transforms innovation into a renewable resource for national security.
That was the deep dive into the DevX Autonomy open call. We'll see you next time.